stories of the historic bailouts or economic recovery actions by our federal government. Before deciding on how we best proceed with financial markets reform, we would do well to learn the lessons of the good, the bad, and the ugly. First, the good. Within months of intervention, there is no doubt that credit spreads return to more normal levels. Equity markets have clearly risen appreciably, and the panic we felt last September has subsided. The bad. Our economy continues to contract. In the face of massive government intervention, too much private capital remains on the sidelines. After the passage of the administration's $1.2 trillion stimulus bill, 3 million of our fellow countrymen lost their jobs, and our nation suffers from the highest unemployment rate in a quarter of a century. And I remind all, there is no such thing as a jobless recovery. No jobs, no recovery. Now the ugly. This orgy of spending has brought our nation its first trillion dollar deficit, and our national debt will triple in the next 10 years. According to the Special Inspector General for the TARP program, the taxpayer is now on the hook for up to $23.7 trillion, or $202,940 per household. The government's continued bailouts of Fannie, Freddie, AIG, Chrysler, GM, the list goes on, now hamper our economic recovery and threaten to institutionalize us as a bailout nation with no visible exit strategy in sight. There remains a huge difference between adding emergency liquidity to a panicked financial system and bailing out individual non-bank firms fortunate enough to be designated too big to fail. Under the latter policy, the big get bigger, the small get smaller, the taxpayer gets poorer, and our children get saddled with the mother of all debts. Clearly, there is a better way. Reforms are needed, but the best way to end taxpayer bailouts is to end taxpayer bailouts.
The gentleman from New Jersey is recognized for 2 minutes.